What do you think is the biggest return on investment? What is the biggest return on your investment? Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses. We are going to talk about investing in ourselves on today's show. My name is Greg. I'm getting on here talking about life. Whose life? My life. And guess what? Your life. All of our lives. But there is no life without, you guessed it, death. Does anybody know how many people die every second, minute, and year? And day, excuse me, day. How many people die every second? I've been on right now for almost 1 minute. Guess what? Nearly 120 people have already died. That's two every second. Every second, two people are dying right now on this planet. And I'm not trying to be morbid. I'm just trying to put into perspective what so many people need to have is that we think we have time. I was talking to a guy yesterday at the gym and, you know, I'm over there doing deadlifts and I got the gear. I'm fortunate, man. My ex-girlfriend, her and her sister, like these incredible power lifters, and they got me the belt, the knee braces and the straps. And it's like some people will see that and be like, that's not the real way or whatever. And it's like, I give two fucks. Like I had a national champion level power lifter influencing the gear that I'm wearing in that battle. And so, but I was talking to this dude and he didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing. Right. And I'm like, dang, bro, how come you're not wearing no gear? And are you against it or what? And he's just like, oh, I don't know. I just didn't know I was going to do it or whatever. And I said, yeah, you should do it, man, because you don't want to start breaking down your body. And he kind of pushed it off as if like, well, yeah, it's not a big deal. I'll get there. And the thing is we all think we got time and we don't. 2.5 minutes have gone by. That's like almost 300 people dead. 166, almost 167,000 people die every single day. Every day. We can't even fathom that. You cannot wrap your head around that. But yet you're sitting there acting as if you got time. You're sitting there acting as if the sports you're going to watch today matter, as if the barbecue you're going to have today matters, as if uh the alcohol you're going to consume today matters, as if the job that you got is somehow going to matter, even though 87% of people are unhappy. That means you're unhappy. And maybe you're not totally unhappy, but I do know most people are in denial because most people are suffering, right? How are you suffering? Mentally and emotionally. And all of that is suppressed underneath the surface. And if any of you have heard of this guy, Grant Cardone, he has a real inspirational video on YouTube that I listen to on a regular basis, man, maybe like once a month when I just need that shot in the arm where this guy's a billionaire level private jet flying real estate developing mogul. And yet he gives this really powerful speech about the greatest return on investments isn't crypto. It isn't real estate. It isn't stocks. What is it? It's investing in ourselves. It's investing in you. And I have completely realized that when I invest in my sobriety, right, that means that I continue to say no, which is really an investment in my overall health for the long term, not just for today. And that's what I think happens when people are just so hooked and acting as if we could just continue to abuse our bodies, man, that bill is gonna come due. And a lot of people can't pay that bill, so they foreclose on the bill and that means they kill themselves, adding to that mortality rate I talked about earlier. And it's like, what is it gonna take for you to realize that in order to get a better paying job, it's not about applying for a better job, it's about becoming a better version of you. Because sometimes it's not even the pay that matters so much, right? If you follow your passion, the money will show up. And that sounds so cliche and it sounds so like esoteric and, not based in reality, but it is. Because I'm also someone that believes that the system, as someone that was in public education and in higher education for many years, like I really believe the system is pretty much designed for you to be a slave. Yes. Did you hear that? You are a slave. There's an incredible documentary that I saw many, 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 many years ago. Many years ago. Zeitgeist Addendum. If you never watched that, type that in. Who knows if it's even still out there because it was so controversial and eye-opening, but it talks about economic slavery. That's the type of slavery I'm talking about. If you think back to the old days when when people were literally taken and put into slavery, forced slavery, the slave masters at the time had to provide food and shelter. Do you hear this? So, as an owner, if I owned you and you were to conduct labor for me, I had to at least provide you with food and shelter. That was just the agreement of being a slave master. Now, let's fast forward into the future. Nothing's changed other than the fact that those in charge, instead of getting you to do work, they used to provide you with the food and the shelter. Now, they don't do that for you. They give you just enough to provide your own food and shelter. Hear me when I say just enough. And they only want you to have just enough so that you have to keep going back. You can't break free. You're a slave. Do you hear this? And so I do believe that the veils are starting to fall. Mine fell a long time ago. I'm one of the early souls on this planet to awaken within the past 25 years, let's call it. I started to really start to like see the world very differently. Right? We had this thing called Y2K in 1999. We thought everything was going to freeze up. All the technology as it was just kind of launching was going to just all be destroyed in the year 2000. And it's kind of like around that timeline that I just remember starting to see the world, starting to see reality differently. I started to disconnect. And clearly, I haven't reconnected, but I still exist within the system. But I've broken free in many, 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 many ways. And I continue to pursue what I call total freedom. And total freedom is the ability to go anywhere, anytime with anyone for as long as I want, wherever I want, however I want. Right? That's like total freedom to me. But instead, most people, it's like I was telling that to someone the other day, and they're like, "I don't even know what you're talking about. I've never even heard that's a thing." Because so many people are still like zombied out. You're still so focused on the social issues. You want to be right about who's the best player, right, in the WNBA right now. You want to fight about it. You want to have your opinion matter as to who's the best at this and who's the best at that. And I'm one of these and I'm one of those. And you're none of that. None of that matters. That's not an investment in yourself. The greatest return on investment is when you start investing in yourself. And what are the different ways that you can invest in yourself? You can invest in your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, and your physical health. Like those things you absolutely have unlimited power over. Although most of you are living subconsciously still. If you're hearing this message, there's a pretty good chance if you can actually follow along with what I'm saying for more than 2 minutes, then that's really encouraging. I had someone comment down below, and if you're watching this show, thank you so much. I'm so proud of you, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone. And even though I know I'm not alone, but I know that the massive, massive amount of the majority of people are not there yet. And I say yet, you will get there. I believe that God is starting to remove the veils. He continues to, the more weight that we put on politics and governments and societies and entertainment and sports, he continues to destabilize these things because those are the distractions that absolutely take us away from our purpose on this planet, from our divinity. There's the answer to your problems is not in who gets elected next. And why am I qualified to say that? Because I am a motherfucker that had the balls or the gonads, if we want to be politically correct, because that's gender neutral. We both got the gonads that ran for public office twice. I ran for city council 2 times, trying to make a difference, but speaking truth to power. And I became such a huge threat. It's a crazy story. I was such a threat that literally I remember announcing on a social media platform that I was going to run. I was building a veterans program, an award-winning, nationally recognized program at a local community college, and I started to start doing some advocacy for veterans and their families within the city and at the state level and at the national level. And I kept running into roadblocks and bullshit. And man, it just got me so sick and frustrated that I couldn't actually get shit done. It was just a bunch of bullshit. That I said, you know what? I'm going to get these motherfuckers out of my way and I'm just going to go do it. And so I announced that I was going to do it. I hadn't even got on the ballot. I hadn't even collected any signatures. I hadn't even, done any formal paperwork. I just announced that I'm going to do this. And literally within days, I was on the front page getting slandered for having like an old DWI that was like 26 years ago from the time that I had announced. Like front page news on the Sunday paper. It's like, who am I? I'm not even on the ballot. It was a Facebook post. But what that goes to tell me is that I carry around this type of authority. Is it my authority? No, it's from God. He's always been with me. And yet I hadn't even been on the ballot and I was already a threat to the system. They saw the energy. They knew there's something different about me that I'm not going to play. And I did. We were doing this barbecue for Vietnam veterans and all the once I had announced this, it's so funny. All of these politicians, the mayor and a bunch of city councilors came up and congratulated me. Hey, congratulations on throwing your hat in the ring, and do you need our help? And we're here to help you. And I didn't really it was kind of their leadership that I was opposed to. And I said, "No, thank you so much, but I'm good. I'm gonna just try and do it myself." And literally the response I got was, "Oh, you don't want our help?" I'm like, "No, I'm good." "Oh, okay." And it's like within days, front page news. And I literally remember it was like at that time that I started recording videos using social media to get my message out, which was pretty new at the time. A lot of, it was just signs and shit. And yet I remember going in front of the newspaper with the newspaper and in my hand and saying, "Really? Like this is how it's going to be?" But it created a lot of shame for me. And throughout the two times of running, like all of my skeletons got brought out. And the worst was the domestic violence. I mean, they went in depth about, the circumstances, and like it still brings some shame to me, some embarrassment to me. I wish I could have been a better man then to really speak into it, but the narrative was there, which is they needed to villainize me and turn me into a wife beater and a bad person that was unelectable. It's kind of funny how that's kind of happening right now with somebody. And I don't even do politics. I'm done voting. I'm done. I'm done with it. I don't believe in the system. So I'll also preface that I'm someone that ran for political office, went through the process, all the debates, canvassing door to door. I did it all. I came up short. The first time everybody thought I was going to win, but again, it's a numbers game, and it was funny that they can get the numbers out. They know the numbers, right? The system, those in power, they know the numbers and they know how to stuff the ballot. And it was just a very, at least I can sit here right now. And as much as that brought out a lot of painful shit, I can at least sit here and say, at least I tried. Have you ever tried? What are you willing to try? How are you willing to invest in yourself? How are you willing to put yourself out there and quit just being a fucking spectator with an opinion, right? You know what they say about opinions, right? Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one, and guess what? They all stink. It's not until you go and take action and start to believe in yourself. And that's why most of y'all ain't doing this. Y'all are just spectators. And the powers that be are so grateful for your participation in being a spectator. It's literally like having a field of cows, right? Y'all just a bunch of cows just grazing away, chomp, 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 sleep, chomp, 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 chomp. And that's it. That's life. Versus like being a wild animal and going out there and experiencing life, connecting, running through rivers, climbing up mountains, right? Just investing in you. And I'm someone that believes, as I shift gears here back to the investment piece, is that your health is your absolute wealth. And ever since hit rock bottom, 2012, I'm coming up on the 12-year anniversary of my sobriety from alcohol. It's like I don't have one regret. I don't I see people go to concerts and other shit all the time, and it's just like it doesn't I can't even imagine. What is it for? And it's like, I'm not trying to be a party pooper. I just have other priorities, other things that I want to work on. And it's sort of like, I think you got to kind of earn some of that. When you're just kind of constantly looking for that stimulation, those social interactions to make you feel like you belong somewhere, you're definitely wasting a lot of energy and a lot of time, especially if alcohol and drugs are being used, that you could be investing in your personal development. And that's really the key right now to life. That's the whole message here. Results kill excuses. That is exactly what I'm offering you in the 25 lessons packed into the 5 uniquely designed self-discovery courses on the Results Kill Excuses app. That's free to download. And if you got Android, hit me up and I'll send you a link. But Apple is ready to rock and roll. And yet, self-discovery is incredible investment in you. It's the greatest return. Why? Why? Because the truth is, nobody knows who they are. What do I mean by that? No one knows who they are. You don't know who you are. You think you know who you are. You have created an identity that you show up with, an avatar that you show up with in this season or that season, right? But you know that even that avatar has changed throughout the course of your life. If you go back, you're not a little kid anymore. You're not a teenager anymore. You're not a 20s no more. You're not a 30s. You're whatever you are. But throughout the course of your life's evolution, you have changed your avatar. Yes? And see, here's the thing is that nobody knows who they are, because if you were to actually go all in on you, all in, and invest in you, we don't know. You don't know. I don't know. God probably knows who you could become on this planet. You could be the next Tony Robbins, the next Oprah, the next uh fucking Gandhi. Nobody knows who they are if you truly release all the bullshit and literally just go all in on you. And that's exactly what I am demonstrating and being the role model for right here, right now. I'm all in on me. I don't have time for any entertainment, any other sports. And my life is so full, is so rich. I'm entertained when I'm hiking up a mountain, when I'm soaking in some hot springs and I'm just connecting with nature. I am so entertained right then and there, watching the birds fly and swoop in. And, I just, that entertains me. Doing life entertains me, not watching others. That does not do it. Seeing other people perform, that's cool. I love music. I love music more than anybody. But I'm not going to pay money to go watch an older version of somebody singing, I just, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I could just right here. It's right here. I could just play it right now. I could play my favorite songs right here, right now, go outside, dance my ass off. And I love to dance, right? But that shit doesn't do it for me. It doesn't do it for me. And the only people that shit benefits is them, man. It's all for them to just continue getting the bag, because y'all is the suckers. You're willing to literally spend your hard-earned money to listen to someone else live out their dream. And you're just going to watch them as if your dreams are not worthy of your investment. I told you all about this out of body experience I had once, right? I'm going to say it again because I was sitting there watching. I was the biggest sports fanatic, man. I've been to World Series, playoff games, you name it, man. Sport, every type of sporting event possible. I used to go to it all. Hugest fanatic. My team, my team, my team. 24-hour wall to wall sports talk radio, ESPN, sports 24 fucking 7, man. If I can overcome it and let it go, you are so capable. And I don't miss any of it. And I still check ESPN. I want to still see the scores. I'm a competitive motherfucker if you ain't got that. I am highly competitive. I just don't have time to watch people compete. It doesn't excite me. I'm I'm doing way too much building my life, competing against me and who I was yesterday. I'm investing in me, and my time is the most valuable resource that I have at my disposal. My time and what I use my time for. And sitting there and observing other people is not good at all. There's no return on the investment. It's a loss. It's chalking up L's every time I was to do that. But I was sitting there cheering on my team and I had this out of body experience. And my higher self said, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching my team." "No, but what are you really doing?" I'm like, "I'm watching my team. Hello. Can you not see it? My team. And we're not even winning now. So I'm not happy." So my emotions were also attached to it. And the long story short is the message that came through in that moment was like, dude, what you're really doing is watching other men work, perform at the highest level possible for their abilities. And if you were willing to disconnect and start investing in you, in your abilities and putting in the work instead of watching them work, you would also be what? What could you be? What could you be if you stopped with all the sports, with all the distractions? Successful. And here I am. My mind's right. My spirituality is right. My body is right. My emotions are in check. And guess what? My bag is also expanding. I don't talk a lot about this, but I have like one of the most incredible five-star top 5% of all Airbnb properties in New Mexico and obviously in the world. Top 5%, five-star ratings. I have the gift of hospitality. And people ask me all the time, "What do you do, man?" It's like, dude, I got lots of sources of income and it's only getting bigger. And yes, that is me tooting my horn saying that, dude, I'm not wasting my time no more. I am building my empire to the best of my ability because I want to truly be untouchable. I want that fuck you money. Anybody seen The Gambler? The fuck you money. And I believe that you deserve the same. And for me to get mine, that doesn't mean you can't have yours. Because here's the thing, I don't want what you got, and you can't have what I got. It's infinite abundance. It's only in a scarcity mindset that we think that others need to lose for us to win, and I don't wanna take away from anybody else, and that's all poverty mindset bullshit. It's infinite universe. You just gotta tap in and tune out from the bullshit. Tune out from the bullshit and start tapping into your highest calling. Your greatest purpose on this planet is to become the best version of you, not the best version of me, not to outdo me. Just be the best version of you. And what are you going to do with your life today? How are you going to invest energy, focus, discipline? What books are you going to listen to or read? What activities are you going to do to get your health right? What ingredients and stuff are you going to buy at the store to make sure that you are living and cooking the best possible healthy foods, real fucking health, not this bullshit of overindulgence and overeating, too much caloric intake, and not enough output? When are you going to invest in you? Because I can tell you that when you start to do that, things start to change pretty fast. It's not instant success, it's not an overnight success. But when you start to tell the universe, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired, I'm going to take control over my life. I'm not going to just put all my stock on the fact that I have a mansion waiting for me in heaven, that I'm going to get the mansion on this earth now, because I truly believe that wealth in the hands of good people do great things. And we need more people like you to have abundance. Broke people can't do shit. Pray. That's what you do. You pray. And prayer is powerful. But you know what's even more powerful is someone that has the influence to completely transform a community, a family, or the entire world with the power that money represents, that influence represents, that their bodies represent. Because you can't just buy it. You can't just buy this. healthy, fit body. And I've been both. I was kind of a chunky, they used to call it husky kid back in the day. I was husky. My mom used to have to get the clothes out of the husky section. Anybody else was a husky kid? That was the kind way of saying fat back in the 80s. I was husky. And then I finally stretched out. I grew like a foot between 7th and 8th grade. And I stretched out and I started playing sports and I started working out and I got fucking incredibly in shape. And I was one of the top athletes in my community. And I stayed that way through my 20s, through the military, just tip of the spear motherfucker. Right. And then I got out and I just started putting other emphasis on shit and I had continued to party. Right. And it caught up with me. And I had to get another DWI and just continue to hit these rock bottom moments because I kept going down the wrong path. And now that I am where I'm at right now, I will do anything possible. I will do anything within my control to stay fit, to stay healthy. And I know that if that means eating the same exact thing every single day for the next 40 years, 50 years, however long I'm on this planet, I'm 45 years young right now, I'm more than happy to do that. Food is not a place I need to invest pleasure. I don't need pleasure from food. I need it to be my fuel. I need it to help me to feel my best, to have energy, to be high performance, to feel vigorous, to feel like I can climb up a mountain and help others up it too. That I can pick up and put down mountains. That I have the energy and the vigor to like accomplish anything that my heart desires that's aligned with God's will for my life. And if you don't think that your food is the absolute source of all of that, it is. It is the manifestation of your 3D reality. Your thoughts is where the seeds are, where you plant those seeds. But then what you are fueling yourself with is what truly actually comes to harvest. And so it's not because of your metabolism that you're fat. It's not because of your health issues that you're fat. It's because you're overeating and you got no discipline and you'd much rather be lazy and watch other people perform because you just can't get it. You just can't put the vehicle in drive. I know what that is. That's depression. That is being stuck somewhere in your emotional past. And you need some professional help for that. But you also need to just open up your hand and say, I'm ready. My time is now. I'm sick and tired. I'm going to change everything. You have to change. You have to be willing to let go of all your beliefs. Everything you believe right now, you have to let go of. Even God, trust me, he'll come right back. The things that are meant for you come right back. But you have to release every single thing, all your beliefs. Your beliefs about what is healthy cooking are, I guarantee it's not your beliefs. Someone taught you, grandma taught you, mama taught you, daddy taught you, somebody taught you about cooking and what they thought was healthy. Now go over and look at them and then go look at you and ask yourself, does that really look like healthy? My guess is no, because every other man is obese, not even overweight. I mean, there's literally, it's like you're top 10% if you're somewhat athletically fit. Right? Less than 20% body fat. I mean, you're like in the top 5% of mankind right now. It's so sad that we're eating our feelings, we're eating our emotions instead of like saying, I have full power, I have unlimited control. I can turn this all around. But again, are you willing to start investing in yourself? And that takes knowledge. So what books are you listening to? What content are you consuming? What stuff, if I was to go to your social media post, is it all about food porn or is it about healthy activities? Is it all about posting up about every social event with crying about this celebrity and crying about that celebrity and whatever they've experienced, and they don't know you, they don't give two shits about you, and it doesn't make you a better humanitarian. You want to go make a difference? Go and volunteer in your community. That's an investment. That's a real investment. Posting up some shit takes zero fucking effort, zero courage, zero to post something up and act as if, oh, I'm so sad. My heart goes out to their family. It don't do shit. Go invest. You go and invest in serving others instead of this bullshit, man. Acting as if somehow posting up a condolence message to a celebrity that is deceased now is like, you're such the humanitarian. You have such the big heart. Oh man, thank you so much for caring about those people. They don't know you, but thank you so much. It means so much that you care about them. That you were such a fan of their life. That you observed their life and they touched you in such a way. But yet, did who is the guy? Richard Simmons, was he like the fitness guy? Right? If you're posting up that, are you the most fit person ever? Did he touch your life in such a way that you actually emulated this fit for life mentality? The greatest return on investment is you investing in yourself. Continue tuning into this show if this is something that you want to get a hold of, that you want to start learning more about, because there's not one show that's going to give you the epiphany that changes your life. Self-discovery is a process, but it starts with an open heart and an open mind to be willing to reevaluate all your beliefs. Many of them are limiting, that are actually holding you back. You're your own worst enemy because you've been hurt, because you're carrying around this childhood trauma. And you're acting as if somehow that, oh, I'm not a kid no more. That was a long time ago. I already forgot about that. Yeah, you may have forgot about it, but it didn't forget about you, because it keeps showing up in your life and sabotaging everything that you're trying to accomplish, everything that you wish. And here's the test. Anytime something good starts happening, are you someone that instantly in the back of your mind starts saying, uh-oh, when's the bottom going to fall out? Something bad always happens. That's the childhood trauma. That's a program inside of you where you don't feel worthy of great things happening, of having a mindset that, guess what? Everything's going to actually turn out better than expected, but you have to reprogram that part of you. And guess what that takes? Investment. And what am I talking about in terms of investment? Not money. We're not talking about money here. We're talking about your time and your energy and your focus. Your time, your energy, and your focus, those don't cost you anything, but it will take you giving everything up in order for you to do this. And every single human being on this planet has this opportunity nipping at their heels each and every day to say, give up the bullshit. Even Jesus said this, right? Give it all up and come follow me. Come be the best version of me. Let's go serve other people. Let's take care of other people. And in doing that, we're really taking care of ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's cleanse ourselves, right? And then let's go serve others. That's the message. Yes? That's the message Jesus has. Make the decision to come and follow me, which is really a cleansing of who you are, because you cannot be in the presence of God with all the bullshit going on, right? You can have a cross hung on the wall, but if your TV is fucking 80 inches big and all you're doing is watching sports and cheering on other people, I don't think God is the center of your life. And most of y'all don't want to acknowledge that type of shit. But the investment in self has been the greatest thing that I have ever done for me. It has given me so much life back, and that I can now get on here and try and inspire change in others, because I change you. I'm not here to change you. I'm not here to carry you around. I'm not here to convince you and plead, please, please, please be better. No, fuck that. it's enough just for me to have to wake up every day, jump out of bed, and ready to fucking kick some ass. That takes enough. But ultimately, I have become the man that I have always wanted in my life, and I am now giving him back to the world. So I am making a priority in each and every day that I give back this man that I have created to the world. And I challenge you to do the same. But it's going to take some big fucking balls to do that. You know the drill. Results kill excuses. Transform your sick and tired into optimal and unstoppable. Greg's out.